What would you think if I told you that some of the planet's most iconic animals, the lion, the zebra, and the giraffe, are not examples of evolutionary perfection, but of extreme improvisation? At first glance, they look like masterpieces of nature. But when viewed through the lens of evolutionary biology, something unsettling emerges. Their bodies seem to exist on the edge of functional collapse. And yet, they survive. The lion, Panthera leo, occupies a mythical place in the human imagination. It symbolizes power, dominance, and natural balance. Yet when biologists began to quantify its real efficiency, the narrative began to crack. Behavioral studies published in Nature Ecology and Evolution show that between 60 and 75% of lion hunts fail. This represents a massive energy cost for an animal that must consume several kilograms of meat each day to survive. From a classic Darwinian perspective, such an inefficient predator should have been replaced by more precise hunters. Unlike tigers or leopards, lions depend almost entirely on cooperative hunting. Lionesses do most of the work, while males, larger and more visible, participate less and consume more. This social imbalance is biologically expensive and generates constant tension within the pride. The male lion's mane may be the clearest example of bad design. Research from the Smithsonian Institution has shown that the mane increases body temperature, reduces physical endurance, and offers no real protection during fights. In an environment where overheating can be fatal, wearing a dark coat of fur is a clear disadvantage. So why didn't lions disappear? The uncomfortable answer is this: evolution does not optimize for efficiency, but for reproduction. The mane is a sexual signal. It indicates high testosterone levels and good genetic health. Lionesses prefer males with darker, fuller manes, even if that makes those males less fit for long-term survival. The lion is, in essence, a species that trades stability for reproductive appeal. But here's the unsettling question. What if the king of the savannah is not a successful design, but a dangerously unstable evolutionary gamble? The lion's dominance depends on an extremely delicate social structure. A pride functions only as long as a precise balance between individuals, territory, and prey availability is maintained. When that balance breaks, through drought, human hunting, or habitat fragmentation, the system collapses quickly. Young males are expelled and may wander for years before challenging a dominant male. Many die before reproducing. From an evolutionary standpoint, this loss of genetic potential is remarkably high. Infanticide is also common. When a new male takes over a pride, he kills existing cubs to bring females back into estrus. This behavior, documented in multiple studies by the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute, accelerates reproduction, but destroys entire generations. The lion is not a model of natural harmony. It is a tense, violent system, highly dependent on stable external conditions. If evolution were seeking long-term stability, the lion would never have been its choice. On the vast African plains, the zebra, Equus quagga, seems to commit an obvious mistake. Its body is covered in high-contrast black and white stripes, visible from kilometers away. For decades, scientists assumed this must be a form of camouflage, until evidence proved otherwise. Research published in Nature Communications revealed that large predators such as lions and hyenas have no trouble detecting zebras, even in motion. The stripes do not hide them. So why did they evolve? The answer came not from predators, but from insects. Experiments by the Smithsonian Tropical Research Institute showed that stripes disrupt the visual perception of blood-feeding flies, drastically reducing bites. Fewer bites mean fewer diseases, such as trypanosomiasis, which can be lethal. But this solution comes at a cost. Producing complex pigmentation patterns requires additional metabolic energy. Each zebra has a unique stripe pattern, comparable to a fingerprint. From an efficiency standpoint, this seems unnecessary. Additionally, when a herd runs, the stripes create an optical effect. The overlapping patterns confuse depth perception and make it difficult for predators to focus on a single individual. It's not invisibility, it's sensory overload. The zebra survived not by hiding from danger, but by forcing it to process too much information at once. The giraffe, Giraffa camelopardalis, may be the most extreme example of evolutionary compromise. Its neck can exceed 2 meters in length, yet it contains exactly 7 cervical vertebrae, the same number as humans. No new parts were added. Existing ones were simply stretched to the limit. This design creates enormous physiological challenges. According to nature, a giraffe's heart weighs over 11 kilograms and generates extraordinary blood pressure to pump blood to the brain. When the giraffe lowers its head to drink, it risks circulatory collapse. To survive, it evolved arterial valves, reinforced vessel walls, and a specialized capillary network. The entire system functions like a delicate containment mechanism. A small failure, and the animal dies. For years, scientists believed the long neck evolved solely to reach high leaves. But recent studies in nature ecology and evolution suggest sexual selection was equally important. Males fight by swinging their necks at each other. The longest and heaviest wins. The giraffe doesn't just eat with its neck, it competes with it. Evolution did not design the giraffe for comfort, but for a competition that pushed it to the edge of its physical limits. The lion, zebra, and giraffe share one fundamental trait. None is an optimal design. They are temporary solutions accumulated over millions of years. As Stephen Jay Gould, widely cited in Nature, explained, evolution is not an engineer with blueprints, but a historical process working with what already exists. It cannot start over. It can only modify, stretch, exaggerate. The lion survives despite its inefficiency. The zebra persists thanks to an energetically costly design. The giraffe lives at the limits of cardiovascular physics. They all function until the environment changes. What's truly astonishing is not that these animals exist, but that they continue to exist in a world that is changing faster than ever. Extreme specialization is a strength in stable environments, but a weakness in times of change. Climate change, habitat fragmentation, and human pressure disproportionately affect species with such specific designs. Lions require vast territories and abundant prey. Zebras depend on open ecosystems without artificial barriers. Giraffes need specific trees and long migratory routes. According to the Smithsonian Conservation Biology Institute, these species are not disappearing because they fail, but because their margins for adaptation are razor thin. Nature is not perfect. It is bold, risky, sometimes reckless. The lion, the zebra, and the giraffe are living proof that evolution does not seek beauty or stability, but immediate continuity. They are creatures that should not exist, and yet they do. The question is not how much longer they will survive. The question is whether we will understand their fragility before they disappear.